Corruption in the USA can take many forms and can be found in various sectors. Here are some examples of corruption in the USA nowadays. 1. Political corruption, influence peddling, lobbying, and campaign finance irregularities. 2. Corporate corruption, embezzlement, fraud, and bribery in businesses. 3. Police corruption, misconduct, brutality, and racial profiling. 4th. Judicial corruption, bribery, favoritism, and misconduct in the legal system. 5. Healthcare corruption, fraud, overbilling, and unnecessary procedures. 6. Financial corruption, insider trading, Ponzi schemes, and money laundering. 7. Government contract corruption, bribery, kickbacks, and favoritism in contracting. 8. Environmental corruption, neglect, cover-ups, and violations of environmental regulations. 9. Education corruption, cheating, embezzlement, and favoritism in schools and universities. 10. Nonprofit corruption, embezzlement, mismanagement, and self-dealing in charitable organizations. Some notable cases of corruption in the USA include the college admissions scandal, 2019, the opioid crisis and pharmaceutical industry corruption, the Panama Papers scandal, 2016, the Flint water crisis, 2014, the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme, 2008. Efforts to combat corruption in the USA include the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, FCPA, the Whistleblower Protection Act, the Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. Please note that corruption is a complex issue, and this is not an exhaustive element. Ending corruption in the USA, or any country, requires a multifaceted approach. Here are some potential solutions. 1. Strengthen institutions. Ensure the independence and effectiveness of institutions like the judiciary, law enforcement, and regulatory bodies. 2. Transparency and accountability. Promote open government, freedom of information, and whistleblower protection. 3rd, campaign finance reform. Limit the influence of money in politics through measures like public financing and disclosure requirements. 4. Ethics and conflict of interest rules. Establish and enforce strict ethical standards for public officials. 5. Public engagement and education. Foster a culture of civic participation, critical thinking, and media literacy. 6. Independent media and oversight. Support a free and independent press, as well as independent watchdog organizations. 7. Legal reforms. Enhance laws and regulations to prevent corruption and ensure effective enforcement and penalties. 8. Technology and innovation. Leverage technology to increase transparency, streamline processes, and detect corruption. 9. International cooperation. Collaborate with other countries to combat cross-border corruption. 10th, civic leadership and cultural shift. Encourage leaders who prioritize integrity and transparency and promote a cultural shift that values honesty and accountability. Implementing these solutions requires a sustained effort from citizens, organizations, and governments. It's a complex and ongoing process, but essential for building a more just and equitable society.